such as a grand final, which was a fairly close affair. First face-off now. Ball taken out by Aaron Curry of Malvern. Sends it across and behind to Josh Norton, straight away to Mitchell Baker. It's the main drive for Malvern. He'll be looking to get a few on the board. He's been a prolific scorer the last few weeks, and they're going to need him scoring again today. So Aaron Curry on the run, moves the ball off, showing some patience at this stage. Malvern. Baker takes a move behind, drives around the rack, nowhere to go, so he moves it off up the top to Chan. Curry gets it across again. Angus Thompson Pritchard looking for somewhere to go. Bit of a miss up there, but Chan gets the ball back, hits Baker down behind. Likes to run, likes to draw, likes to double. Finds Angus Thompson Pritchard, takes a shot, shot's wide. Malvern closest to the ball when it goes out, so they'll retain possession. Norton drives on the bottom corner, looks to the middle. Is dispossessed by the Footscray player. The ball's picked up by Footscray through their goalie. Footscray in transition, drops the ball but gets it back. Malvern keep the pressure on there. Ball with Barger now, he moves it up the top. Gives it to Tommy Mollison. He wants to move it on. Goes to Lucas Parsons Quinteo. All holding up while Footscray makes a change. Quinteo takes a drive, takes a shot, takes a score, and scores. With me today I have Glenn Meredith as my other commentator. Glenn, how do you see it?
Gus, great to be here. Hello to everybody out there in Malvern land. You see Footscray's offense is stacked, isn't it? You know, and then still got Jimmer on the sidelines to come back in after a hamstring injury, so probably a couple of weeks for Jimmer, but they're going to have to be really mindful. And Footscray do have one thing, and always have had for certainly the last 4 or 5 years, a really good balance of lefty and righties in attack. So Malvern's defence are really going to be under the pump all game from both sides of the field, so they're going to have to get their slide patterns correct.
Yep, they need to get their slide patterns correct and be a little bit non-committal. Just wait back and see what the move is. Ball out of the middle, dispute, picked up by Lockie Bounce momentarily, gets checked, loses the ball, back in dispute. Still there for whoever needs it. Ends up with the Malvern goalkeeper, Chan.
This is their moment.
Sends it off to Curry. Curry gets going down the line. Decides to settle. Probably look to get a change from the bench, Malvern. Yeah, they do. Garrett comes on the far side. It's like they've turned it over in the meantime, but no, it's been saved. Takeshi Wada with the ball. Sends it up to Garrett, across to Curry. Just trying to wonder, Glenn, what the patterns might be here in attack. They're moving it around. There's not a lot of cutters through the middle at this stage.
Well, if anyone watched Malvern last week, they were terrible against Caulfield offensively. There was the off-ball movement was non-existent. They weren't going to set picks for each other. They look much more switched on here. There's a lot more activity off-ball, a lot more setting picks for each other. That's not a bad move, but the shot probably not quite what it could have been. But they look more in sync this week, and there's a little bit more energy in their offence, Gus.
Yeah, they're going to need to keep moving. You can't let defensemen stand there and watch what you're doing. You've got to keep turning their heads. Up the top to Garrett. Garrett goes across to Kashi. Fairly patient at this stage. Ball with Norton. Looks to Garrett. Garrett likes to dodge.
That's a good matchup on Isaac. That's a good matchup to go through.
Garrett takes a shot and scores.
Got to take them all.
Yep. Just the same old story, Glenn. It doesn't have to be at 1,000,000 miles an hour, but if it's bouncing off the ground and it's on the cage, there's a damn good chance it'll go in, and that's exactly what happened there for James Garrett.
Far be it for me to speak on bounce shots. Well, no, but the statistics on bounce shots going in are pretty high. The percentage, I think it's about 15% higher bounce shots to ones that don't.
1-1 early in the first quarter here.
Nice plays. Good for Malvern to identify the mismatch. Got Isaac Cale, an attack player, lefty attack player, trapped down in defence. It was a good matchup. Yep. So it just shows again that maybe Malvern a bit switched on today.
Yeah, good experience from James Garrett. Recognising that he had the attacker and taking him on. Ball in the middle, there for anybody at the moment. Footscray come up with it. Barjo moves the ball behind.
Look at the weapons. Tom Mollison, the lefty. Lucas passing the lefty. Barger, then Plum, the righties, and they've got Isaac Chaos. They've got 3 lefties on the field already, so it's just amazing balance, isn't it? And they're all class players as well.
That's right. They don't have any passengers down that end of the field, that's for sure. Just resettling, some changes there.
That's Tommy Mollison to pushing out just a little far.
Lockie Bound.
Tommy Bound just
Tom
pushing
Mollison
out.
with his shot there, goes wide. Footscray retained possession behind the cage.
Sorry, Tommy Bound was the words I'm looking for. It just you wouldn't want the short sticks from Malvern pushing out too far.
Well, there's no need to, Glenn. They just need to sit back and let them make the moves. Be ready to double. Don't want to be too committal. As soon as you commit on this Footscray team, you're gone.
That's a great poke from Sammy. Stay on the hands. There's no need to slide. That's great work, Sammy Burgess.
Ball with Plum. He makes a drive, takes a shot. Chan comes up with a save. Malvern in transition, gets to Angus Thompson. Pritchard gets it to Baker.
Oh,
Baker
great
misses
save.
an absolute sitter.
What a
Great
fantastic
by
save.
the Footscray goalie.
Give credit where it's due. It's an amazing save. Faked himself out, Baker, I think.
And the ones Malvern need to make sure of to stay competitive all day here. Footscray making a change. Bit of an up and down affair so far.
Yeah, you don't want to play table tennis with these guys, Gus, with the ball going up and down the ground. Their depth from the bench will kill us. So I think Plummy will be liking this matchup.
Yeah.
That's a great goal.
That's a great goal.
He's a good player.
Goal by Emmett Barger. He come around the hook around the left-hand side, took the opportunity, picked his spot, just put it in. Chan didn't see much of that one. 2-1 Footscray.
It's the one you're not expecting, isn't it?
That's the one.
But Mitch, 2-goal turnaround. Mitch misses one end.
There you go. It's the way it is. Those two-goal turnarounds are so common. You see it in all sports. Face off, Curry picks the ball up from Thompson Pritchard.
He should push that. He should
Bounds
push
on the
that.
fast break. Decides to cool it off and move the ball on. Malvern head to the bench to get a change. Happy to move it around the perimeter at this point in time. Ball goes to young Liam Barnes. Shoots it across to Takashi. He likes to run and dodge, this fella. See where he goes now. Good defensive work by Footscray.
Cut Mitch Baker. The movement does look good.
Back to Barnes. Curry will want to try and take a run. He gets the run. He's on the left. Takes a shot. Great save by the goalkeeper. Shot wasn't too bad. Footscray patient on the clear, no need to hurry. There's no pressure from Malvern on the right at this point in time. Goalkeeper gets up towards the centre line now. He's going to have to make a move and see which way he goes. There it is, the out the back door.
They've got Mitch Baker trapped down defence now too. Yep. They'll find that in a minute. No, he's coming back. Well done, Mitch. No, he's... Great pick up by Barger. He's quick, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
quick through traffic.
Very quick. Good stocky left-hand attacking. Ball with Plum. Chris Plum with the top. Looking to set something up for the Footscray team in attack. Goes to Mollison.
That should be like, I I think you like this matchup.
Mollison skips past his man there, takes a shot and scores.
Yeah.
That's 2 in a row off the left-hand hook, Glenn. No double at all both times.
They're missing Selden Leonard. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. The kid, him not being here. Well, I was talking when I was commentating with Curly. Shout out to Curly too, Gus, who's not well at the moment. Hope you're feeling better wherever you are, Curly. You got a little bell on the couch and you're demanding hot chocolate, mate. I was talking with Curly the other week that he really organised that 2-slide off the crease really well. And the moment he let, well, he wasn't here last week either, that Malvern lost a lot of structure defensively with him not controlling it from the crease.
Yeah. I just got to realise when they are going to come around those sides, you need to double early, otherwise it's too late. So face off won by Footscray, throws it back, spills it up. Brandon Tan misses a reasonably easy ground ball, could put us into attack, but
Someone's
anyway,
help
still in dispute. He needs a bit of help there. They all come. Baker tries, comes out to bounds, settles it down. Thompson Pritchard will call it off there, cool it down, get a sub. Needs to go to work. 3-1 Footscray. Okay, ball with Norton down the bottom. Sends it up to Tommy Bound, cross to Baker. Baker's going to want to try and make a move. Hits out hard to his left, looking for that angle. Nowhere to go. Good defence by the Footscray guy there. Baker looks across, finds Norton on the crease. And another little bit of a miss from Malvern. Anyway, ball's with Footscray now. Lucas Parsons Quinteo, as we see him so often down the ball, running down the field.
It's a great inside step, isn't it?
Footscray working the ball around the perimeter. They're fairly patient in attack.
I think Malvern are out 2 metres. I think Malvern are out
makes a move.
Malvern are out 2 metres too far, Gus. I think they're creating offence behind them. They're just sitting a little bit against an offence that's just loaded. Great save.
Chan with a save. Footscray reset.
Look where James Butler is at the high post. I think that's a bit far.
Plum will look to make a move and look for the double. As soon as the double comes, he'll find the open man. Drives on the right side. Dumps it off to Barger.
That's the one you want to give up. That's what you're trying to give up.
Yeah. Nice pass there to Roger Chan. Makes another save. Not clearing the ball too well, Malvern. They turn it over again. A little bit rushed. They're not settling down just at this point in time, whereas Footscray soon be quite settled in their moves.
Baker trapped in defence again.
That situation is going to make sure, Glenn, that you just play the man, don't try and dispossess, just make your man move the ball on, you've done your job.
Well, he's got to find a matchup that's a likely matchup. He's got the bench, that's correct.
Okay, ball up with Mollison. Very composed, not in a hurry.
He's a lefty.
Tommy's going to take the move.
He's a lefty.
Him on. Skips past pretty good. Great shot, but also good save by Chan yet again.
Picked up, Mitch.
Baker with the ball. Hits it up to Butler. Need the attack coming up. He needs help. He gets that relief passing Barnes.
Barnes needed to go towards him then, not backing away.
Yeah. A bit more forward motion. The attack need to help out when clearing the ball.
3 turnovers in a row going downtown when you get the ball back. Your goalie makes a save and you turn it over 10 seconds later.
So saying the composure's just got to get there.
I'd be looking at a timeout now as a coach to try and get some control.
Nice pick up by Josh Norton. And as you mentioned, Glenn, Malvern have gone for the timeout. I think they need to have a chat about what they're doing out there.
Well, it's just silly turnovers. There's no need, So we talk about playing table tennis with the ball spinning up and down the field. Footscray have so much talent on the field that if you do that, you'll lose by 10.
Yeah.
They will hurt you in broken plays transition.
Just a little impatient at this point in time, I feel, Glenn. It's game sort of moving on now, but they just need to settle down and think about the way they're going to, what strategies they're going to use up and down the ground. And once they do get into attack,
settle down. And their offense, when they're set, they look okay. They've got their matchups right. There's a bit of off-ball movement. They're working, setting picks for each other, things that we didn't see last week at Caulfield. So we look like we're okay offensively, getting set up. So they need to just get to that phase of the game. And they're trying to race into that phase of the game instead of just walking. There's no need to sprint out if there's nothing on broken play. I've got some stats, which I'm trying to keep here very sketchily, Gus, because not being a stats man. Plum's had a shot. Mollison's had 4 already. Parsons had 1 for a goal. Barger 1 for a goal. McGee's had 1. Baker's had 1 for us. Should have scored down this. And Norton a couple. Pritchard, Takaswado, am I saying his name correctly?
Yeah, Takeshi Wada.
Takeshi Wada.
Yeah.
Garrett 1 and
TikTok,
Curry 1.
TikTok, also known as.
And Garrett's got the lone goal for Malvern. But they hit the post and they should have got the one from Mitch. So the score could easily be 3-3. But I keep saying it, Malvern can't let this become a scrap between the restraining lines.
So at this point in time, we've had 9 shots by the Footscray team and 7 by Malvern. So it's not as if there's no massive difference in that department. Just Footscray's shot selection's been a little bit better at this point in time.
The face-offs too, I've got as 4-1. That's it. Who comes up with the ball, not who wins the face-off. So Malvern have won 4-1, and they're still down by 2 goals. So that's another
Angus
point.
Thompson Pritchard starts with the ball, sends it down to Norton. Back to Mitchell Baker behind. Pass got there in the end. Takashi with the ball. Sends it across to Norton, quickly across to Baker. Baker shoots it over to Garrett. Garrett shoots. Closest to the ball went out to Malvern, so they'll retain possession.
Good cut.
Wada moves the ball up to Thompson Pritchard. He's going to want to try and barge his way through.
That's probably not the matchup you're looking for against Parsons.
Yeah. And with Malvern has thrown it away, so Footscray will take possession, or what have we got? We've got a call off the ball.
You get a 30. First look at a man up.
Yep, first look at a man up, 30 second. I'm not sure what it was called, whether a hold or whatever, but being 30 seconds, it probably was.
Against Lane, obviously something off ball in the centre.
To see what they do with Malvern, their man up percentage has not been good so far. Plenty of time to sort that out. The good sides are running at 70%, 70 to 80% man up.
Well, he's trying to use the sun. I guess he's trying to use the sun there.
Yeah.
You wouldn't mind seeing a bit more movement, a bit more motion.
Just like to see a bit of cutting through there.
This looks like the same one they ran last week against Caulfield. Look, Footscray's rotation's very good.
Here's a shot from Wada. He's off by 1 again. Anyway, even Stevens now. Their penalty's over for Footscray, so Malvern will retain possession and attack 6-on-6 even.
Footscray's rotation was really good then. Their defensive rotation was spot on.
Talk was good, movement was good. Made it hard for Malvern to score. Shot by Garrett, gobbled up by the Footscray goalkeeper. Of course, straight away, and I notice every single time their goalkeeper gets the ball, it goes to Lucas.
Well, they're a bit more patient clearing it, whereas Malvern are trying to race it out.
Yep.
Footscray, let's get it down there, get set up, because they've got the firepower that they can take advantage, and they got Mitch trapped down there again.
Yep. So. And I mean, there will be more shots that will be saved by the goalkeeper as the game goes on, so Malvern need to wise up, because it's going straight to 24 every time. So we need to man up with that one and try and cut down there clear. Cahill gets it across to Plum, in a bit of trouble, finds Mollison, he gets the shot, goes wide.
No, that's Parsons, wasn't it?
Footscray will keep possession of the ball.
So where's the crease presence to calling the slide from the crease? It should be probably Butler at the moment. Somebody's got to take ownership of the crease and be the 2.
They've been hooked up twice on the bottom left corner with no double. So Emmett Barger just happy to hold the ball up behind and look for the cuts while his teammates work. Well, I get a lot more talk. I can't really hear much from the Malvern defence, but there's the same thing again, opposite side. You want to creep around the side of the rack as seems to be part of the plan, part of the pattern Footscray's running.
Next goal is becoming more and more important, isn't it? Been a big break between scoring.
Scored 1 for the game, Malvern. Missed a couple of easy ones, and that's the quarter-time break. That sees Footscray lead at the quarter 3-1. Okay, start of the second quarter. Footscray get the face off on a break. Malvern, Angus Thompson Pritchard broke early, so Footscray take possession. It's Barjar behind goal again. Footscray is doing a lot of work there, getting a lot of the ball. Another shot by Barjar. It goes wide, but then the crumbs are picked up by Tom Mollison. He makes no mistake. So 4-1 we have now early in the second quarter. Not a big margin, but Malvern really need to get going and get a couple back here and take some momentum back out of this game because it's starting to slip right here early in the game.
I know we're 1 minute into the second quarter, but the talk on Malvern's defence end was really poor. There wasn't a lot of, I've got your back, here's help, send him left, push him this way, here comes a pick. I didn't hear any of it. I hope that's not a sign that they're dropping off already down there mentally.
Yep.
Because they can't afford to. They've got to stick this game out right to the end.
Back to the face. Ball flicks out. Picked up by Footscray. Tim Lane with the ball, runs through the middle. No pressure on him to get the easy clear there, but he makes the mistake. However, Angus Footscray comes up with the ball, keeps it Footscray in attack. Very much looking for Chris Plum. It looks like Malvern might have put a little bit more pressure on Chris Plum, Glenn, just to maybe stop him getting the ball as much as he has been.
He's an instigator. Well, that's probably in the crease. He's an instigator from the high post, and they've got Barger instigating from X, so they're a very difficult team to shut down.
Yeah. Malvern on the fly now through Takashi. Heads on his left, heads to the hoop, looks up, nowhere to go, turns, goes back to his right. Well done. Maintains possession of the ball while Malvern make a sub. Need to get some movement here and get some good cuts through, make the Footscray defenders turn their head. Baker with the ball, bottom right.
Malvern sitting two guys on the crease. They did it last week too.
Yeah. Wada's going to make
It's
a move. He loves to run.
They're in a 1-4-1 of sorts.
Garrett with the ball, takes a shot. Save. Saved by the Footscray goalkeeper.
Good save.
Ground ball out. Footscray seem to be getting on top of the ground ball area too, Glenn.
I don't have contested ground balls, Gus. I'm not as talented as Curly in the stats department, but you're right. Just your eyes telling you they're in front there.
Yep.
That's a great cut, Tommy Mollison. Yeah, they look
very sharp down there. They're never standing still. They're always move the ball.
We just need to listen to Malvern's defence and make sure they're still up and about. Who's the one, who's the two is what you want to hear. Not just I've got ball, that's great. But you want to hear who's the back, send him left.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a lot of it.
Barjar wanting to work the hook on that crease. Gets around, gets another shot off.
Good lift, Sammy.
Good work by Sammy Boogis. Ball comes to Aaron Curry. Get running. They won't catch him if he turns the jets on. Away he goes. Straight back to the middle of the field. He looks across to Baker. Baker gets a shot off. No goal. Hits the pipe. Fairly easy clear for Footscray on the rebound.
Cahill
Isaac Cahill comes down, takes a shot.
Isaac.
Chan makes another save, but he's inside the crease. He is.
That's Cahill's first shot, so whoever's playing him's got playing well. That's just a poor turnover. So.
They're just a bit rushed all over the field at the moment.
Yeah, they're trying to
a little bit more time.
They're trying to race it out of defence, Gus. And is that Barger again?
Yep.
They're just trying to race it out of defence, as we spoke of in the first quarter. They haven't dropped. They haven't, like the goalie has. Shortstick hasn't presented to the goalie to just get it out. They're still trying to race it out and create opportunity, which is great, but not the state the game is at the moment. They need to control the ball more than.
Mollison drives on Butler down the left-hand side. He's looking for the double. Double comes everywhere. Still keeps the ball and scores. You know, we got to get some old-fashioned hip and shoulder in there.
Well, he's had 6 shots for 3 goals already, Mollison, according to my chart, which you're quite welcome to examine afterwards, because I'm not saying I'm good at this. But he's had 6 shots already. Barger's had 5. And for us, Garrett's had 4 for 1.
Clearly that time, Tom Mollison just moving his stick, swinging his stick through there, and all the Malvern guys are
staying in motion through the contest, though. But you're right, somebody needed to put him down, but just staying on motion through the contest. I think 5 years ago he wouldn't have done that.
Yep.
I think he's developed his game a little further now where he stays on motion through the contest, which enables him to get hands free.
Yeah, just checking the score at 5-1, and then 10 seconds later it's 6-1 Footscray.
McGee, the young kid?
Yep.
I assume he's a young kid?
Yep, number 2, Henry McGee.
Welcome to State League, mate. Hope he has a great career.
Yep.
Nice shot.
Pretty one-sided affair at this stage.
Bounce shot that goes in, Gus. Another one.
Yep. It's all about shot selection. I mean, at this time of the year, the grounds are still nice and firm, and it's pretty hard for a goalkeeper to stop something coming off the ground.
He's looking into the sun too, which doesn't help. But it shows that the kid's got some mental capacity, doesn't it? He doesn't just blaze away. He thinks about his lacrosse.
Clear win for Aldred for Footscray out the centre again. Goes to goal. There's no one coming to him. He takes a shot, misses, but Footscray retain possession. Haven't seen much of it in attack for the Malvern side, and
no, well, that's
times they have, they've bit impatient and given it back.
Next time, certainly a timeout's got to be coming to just get a handle on this game.
Yep.
And send in the clear. So send in a proper clear. Whatever you've got working on it, training, get clear to get, or a short stick present to the keeper to run it out. At least have something instead of just trying to drive the thing out, because they've turned it over 3 of the last 4 times trying to do that.
Footscray in attack, Plum behind. Bound steps up to him. Plum, you know he's going to make a move. He drives on the bottom right looking for a double. Doesn't get really doubled. He ends up in the crease, so that'll be a Malvern ball. Bound with the ball.
Here we go.
Going to need help to clear it.
Here we go. Just take your time. Where's the short stick presenting to him, Gus? There's Tommy Bound standing in the middle. Go get it, Tommy. They did this last week with Caulfield. There's short sticks not going to the ball.
So Roger Chan just walks up with the ball. No rush. He's not in any hurry. He's looking for somewhere to go. Now the pressure comes. Malvern not helping out. He gets just absolutely hammered there.
Now run, Tommy.
Now
Run.
Bound has the ball. Looks up. Thompson Pritchard has the ball. Dan to Norton. Experienced Josh Norton. He'll probably try and cool it off, have a bit of a talk about it, and start to get some offensive motion going there for the Malvern side.
They need to score, Gus, don't they? Certainly need one just
They definitely need to score.
Just to settle everything down and get everybody back on the same page.
Norton with the ball, sends it up to Takashi. He's always going to try. He's always looking to make a move.
I think that's Gribben, the kid from Florida, 25. Good defence.
Yeah, good defender.
He's got great balance when he's defending. Already you can tell he's a good player.
Baker with the ball behind. Drives up to the left side. Gets around, takes a shot, and finally cracks one through.
That's the one they needed, Gus.
Yeah, that's the one. Baker goes to the rack and slams it.
Coaches get into those on the bench, say, okay, we're back in this game.
Yep. Just need a few more. They need to get back in the game. A couple of quick ones, as you know. The momentum can swing, but face-off has sort of been...
Footscray taking the lead 5 for 4.
Yeah, yep, taking a bit of a lead. Angus Thompson Pritchard's really is renowned for coming out with a fast break with the ball. We haven't seen it yet today. I'm sure it'll come. Maybe now. Maybe when Malvern need it. No, he's broken, so
he's in his head.
Malvern break on the face. The ball goes to Footscray through Aldred. Straight away, Footscray in this attack. They move the ball so well. The feet, they don't stand still. They don't ball watch. They're very good in there. So Malvern just need to get back and get a lot of talk so they know where the ball is and when the double's got to come.
The kid's feeling pretty good.
Yep, he's probably not the right shot selection that time. Chan comes up with the ball.
Again, finally the short stick. Run it. You might get a penalty here.
Yep. Curry with the ball. Az brings it down the middle. Across to Wada.
That's a much
He'll
more...
be looking across here. He's looking for Baker, but no, he decides to go the other way.
That's a much more expected work rate from a short stick.
Goes through
to go
Tran.
get the ball, run it out.
Yep. So we call them, they have ball taxis. Baker with the ball, takes a move on the left, dumps it off behind, passes high, too high for Josh Norton, goes out, another turnover for Malvern. And Footscray will take the ball behind and clear. It's been fairly easy for Footscray to clear so far, Glenn. I think Malvern need to run a little bit harder, try and force this clear. Baker chasing up, but he's got away and the ball's taken over by Angus Luke.
They're forcing the one-on-one, which is okay, but Josh, probably Norton and Cubby, the three of them need to get
centre flag being thrown.
Get a package going of how they're going to defend on the clear, on the centre clear.
It's going to be a bit controversial. The goal goes in, but Footscray did have too many on the field. It looks like one referee may have picked it up. Let's just see what the call is here. The far referee on the far side, Rod Ansell's, noticed that Footscray had too many on the field.
Is
and
that why he shot it?
It did occur before the shot, and they've waved the goal off. Waved the goal off, so it'll be Malvern possession up in the middle.
That's why he took the shot.
Yeah, maybe. Not sure if they are that smart, Glenn, or
well, I think from long
whether they were aware.
Lucas is a good outside shot, but he was a long way out even for him. But I think with the sun behind him, he probably figured, look, I might be able to sneak one here.
Yep. Curry with the ball over to Baker. I'd like to see Curry get into this game a little bit more. He's quite capable of scoring goals. Just got to get him out there and get him taking guys on. Ball goes behind to Tran. Hasn't had much effect so far. He likes to lurk around that bottom left corner. He's a good finisher. Not much happening here. He's in trouble. Gets checked by Lane. Ball's in dispute. Hasn't got much help there, so Footscray once again on the ground ball with bad luck. Footscray blokes kicked it over and Malvern will get it back. Very fortunate there.
If Cubby's going to dodge by dragging a stick across the front of himself, he's going to get stripped a lot. It's a technique issue.
Josh Norton up high, not where he likes to be, but Josh is going to take it on. Takes a look to the crease. Garrett shoots and scores. Nice work, Josh Norton. Good finish to James Garrett. Little formidable combination of those two guys have been up here since they were little kids.
Well, that got 2 or 3 guys working together. If they can get 6.
Yeah, a little bit.
Three,
little momentum back. Yeah, I think it's 3-6. It's a bit hard from where we are to see the scoreboard.
The one Mitch got before that, I think, just balanced them out a little. They feel a little better about it. They've got the game back on their terms.
Yep. I'd like to see Aaron Curry get a fair bit more of the ball. I think he's the one that can light it up. Very quick, very good mover, can change direction whenever he feels like it. I just think we need to get him into the game a bit more. As we speak, Curry gets the ball. He likes to run. When he runs hard, no one's going to catch him. Curry drives towards the rack.
He does hung
the wash and got caught. Anyway, that's what we need to see. A lot more of that from young Cuz. Lucas Parsons with the ball. Down to Footscray. Nice, fancy stuff.
Now you can get him going the other way. Now you can get him going the other way. Push the ball.
You're not going to get your easy ones.
They were 5-on-4 with 2 Footscray guys coming on from the bench and they didn't push it.
Malvern looking for the soft penalty. It's not coming. It's going to keep working hard. Baker goes across to Wada. Takashi down to Tran. Makes the move. Garrett gets his third. Gaza.
Cubby hasn't had a shot yet.
Yeah, James Garrett having a great game so far. I'd just like to see him put a full one together. He can be a really, really top player when he gets his mindset.
Changed his game, hasn't he? He used to be the outside driver, and now he's gone more inside.
He's had 3 goals today, and he's keeping them in it at the moment, along with Roger Chan and others. Good to see Gaz getting into the game.
Let's see if we can get a non-break.
Yeah, Malvern need to get a face-off win.
Face-off.
Yep, hasn't been forthcoming so far, Glenn. Aldred wins it cleanly again for Footscray. Bit of a reversal from last year's grand final. The face-offs went clearly in Angus Thompson Pritchard's favour, but today Aldred's certainly on top in that area right now.
He wasn't early, but he certainly is now. Footscray now 6, 7, 8-5. I've got.
Ball with Cahill at the top.
7-5, my bad.
He's going to match up with Todd Hunter. He makes the move, dumps across. Mollison there on the left, makes it nice and easy. Gets it over to Plum. Easy goal. Good ball movement by Footscray, an easy goal. That's how you do it. You know, you move the ball quick. No doubles coming.
When you've got that really good left and right balance on the field, the two-man game, and Footscray do it better than anybody.
Yep.
And they can get two guys together on the same page. Mostly at X, but that's one from the lefty corner.
And when you do get the ball in front in that, you know, situation, they don't muck around. They just put it in.
Another bounce shot goes in. That's Plum's first for the day.
Yeah, his first goal, but he's still been very instrumental in the way the Footscray attack's operating. So now Malvern go for a timeout. And Coach Bound and Baker need to gather the troops in. Starting to get a few little niggles of frustration out there. They need to rein that in, get back to their game plan and start executing that.
Well, they had a bit more ball in offence, a little bit, so they've got the game back on a 50-50 team, because you've got Barger and Mollison that have had 11 shots between them. So if I'm coaching Malvern right now, I'm thinking, well, when we have the ball, we're taking those guys out of the game.
Yep.
So we just need to get our balance and offensive sets right. Garrett's coming good in there.
Yep.
If they can just continue to spin the perimeter and find Garrett or Josh inside and get you right, Aaron Curry into the game. Maybe Liam Barnes or Cubby. Cubby hasn't had a shot yet. I haven't got Barnes for a shot yet either.
Yep.
Just try and get some of those guys further down the order, get them involved in the game with some shooting or scoring.
Well, Barnes is a 17-year-old kid that stepped into State League this year. Very, very promising player. Hasn't been on the field much today, but I mean, he's just got to be broken in. He's, you know, got to work his way in and get his comfort zone in this level of the game, which I'm sure will come. But certainly very capable kid, very quick, very good stick work. Young.
He's going to be around for a long time. He's a 300 game player.
Hopefully.
He's going to be around for a long time.
Hopefully.
Lefty too, which gives you you can build a forward line around him as you go.
Yep. A little bit of a change up for Malvern. They've brought Baker up to the midfield. Maybe not a bad move. Put James Garrett down on the attack now.
I don't mind it. I think it's a good move.
Yep.
If he's just thrown a couple of goals, James is probably feeling pretty good about it.
Yep.
He works very well with Norton.
Aldred cleans the ball out, but Bound gets his stick in there to make it difficult, but Aldred picks it up again. What do we call here? Okay, it looks like it might have been a restraining line infringement, Glenn.
I didn't see it.
I don't think the ball had been called. And
I didn't see where it came
anyway,
from, Gus.
Possession goes to Malvern through Baker. He looks down the bottom to Tran. Over on the left-hand side, he finds Norton behind. Norton looking for somewhere to go. Not in any hurry. Once again, there's no one really popping out to help him out.
The talk's dropped from the Footscray defenders a little bit as well. Their energy's down a little.
Tawada across to Baker. Baker hits Tran down on the bottom left. Across they go to Norton again. Now Takashi Wada with the ball. I thought he might have had a crack there, but Baker's the one. He's going to take a move and make a move. Looks across to Takashi. What a great shot. Nice look, Mitchell Baker. Great shot, tick-tock.
TikTok's first goal. All of a sudden, 2 or 3 guys again are getting involved in the play offensively.
Yeah. They've just got to keep their patience and keep working. They've got to work their way back into this game, Glenn. It's not going to happen without hard work.
Said you notice things when you've been around a little while. And the Footscray defence's talk and chatter has dropped right off. There's not a lot of. Malvern had the same problem halfway through the first quarter.
Yep.
There's just not a lot of energy coming out of the defence. Someone needs to take charge of that, or for Malvern to exploit it.
The Malvern going with Tom Bound in the middle now. Relatively smaller player to Aldred, but let's see if Tommy could be too quick for him. Let's see how we go here.
Big strong unit, Aaron.
Yeah, no, he's done a lot of work over the summer and he's improved out of sight. He's well on top in the middle, Footscray.
Yep. Stats confirming that. That's just careful as.
Curry puts the pressure on with the long stick.
Timeout.
They run it across and Chris Marsh goes for a timeout. Footscray call.
Not great timeout. 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Just had a goal scored on you.
Yep. It's not an unassailable lead. I don't know if I'd be mucking around with the clock at this stage, but he'll probably want to run this clock down a little bit.
I've got Footscray out of the face-off coming up. Malvern were 4-0 or 4-1 initially, so Footscray have won like 8 of the last 10.
Yep,
out of the middle.
very noticeable.
No, that's not direct face-off. That's just picking the ball up out of the contest either way.
And there's the difference in the game at the moment.
If you're Footscray, what do you think, Gus? If you're coaching Footscray right now, what would you be telling them?
Well, I think what I would be telling them is to continue the way they are. Their patience in attack has been good. They're getting the ball. They're valuing the possession. They're giving the players that have just come from the other end of the field, that have just worked their bum off, they're giving the opportunity to get some breath back into their lungs. They're giving themselves the opportunity to make the change, and then they move into their attack pattern. Whereas on the other hand, Malvern seem to be a little bit rushed.
They're very patchy, Malvern, aren't they? They sort of have moments where they control the game and then fall away, because Footscray want controlled chaos.
Yep.
They thrive in broken plays and transition with the depth they have on the field.
Yep.
So Malvern have taken that away from them just at the moment.
But Malvern need to keep them out here. And there is a difference in the score, but it's not of a major concern right now. But another one here could make it a little bit more difficult. So you just need to get the torque up, get the slides going.
See how high they're all above the restraining line, starting defence above the restraining line. I wouldn't mind seeing them 2 or 3 metres back in. Help can't come.
That was lucky. Plum made a super move. And the referee's called a push against Malvern, so the ball will stay with Footscray.
Great little inside move, isn't it?
Loose ball push.
Again, Tom Bown at too high. So
Yeah.
Gaz. You can't help anyone.
I mean, Barjar doing a lot of work on this bottom corner. I'd probably be seriously, Chris Plum is the one that's controlling all of the Footscray offence out there. If I was the Malvern, I'd be looking to stop him getting the ball for a while.
Well, I agree, Gus. I think Sammy Boone just can't control the game when he's got his hands full with Barger at X. You probably need to get him above GLE.
Yep.
So he can get involved.
Yep.
That Plummy shooting again.
We have a flag.
That Plummy again on the ground. Yep.
Loose ball push is the call.
Yeah, that's a fair call.
And it's against Malvern, so Footscray will stay with the ball. Not a lot of time to go here. Second quarter.
You might have to roll the dice if you're Malvern. Maybe Sammy Todd Hunter or Butler onto Barger and try and you need Sammy above the cage, because he's a really good organiser behind the ball.
Yep. I think regardless of how we look at it, they need to disrupt Footscray's attack pattern, and Plum is the one that is directing the whole traffic scenario there.
Lockie Bound's got him at the moment, so that's a better matchup.
Yeah, in a man-down situation at the moment. 30 seconds, Malvern. Footscray very sharp in attacking the man up.
Oh, my bad. I thought that
Of course,
was
Barjar again. Gets it across to Parsons. Plum with the ball again. Looks up. Crease is open. Shot, save. Roger, great save.
Who shot it? We know. Is that Isaac Cahill?
I wasn't quite sure I didn't quite get that one.
6 was in the vicinity. I'm going to give it to you, Isaac. Sorry,
Where's he? He needs help. Booty's down, straight down the middle of the ground.
Short stick
Don't know if
presented.
we have another timeout, Malvern. I'm not sure whether they've spent there too, but if they've got one left, probably the time to call it now.
Minute and a quarter.
Yep. Baker with the ball, probably fully aware of it.
Because you're not controlling the face-off either, you might want to save for one.
Yep.
Because even if you score, you give them the opportunity.
I'd say with 1 minute to go in the quarter, Malvern will want to run this down to about 18, 15 seconds. Make their last ditch.
Is the clock here level with the clock of the game clock?
I believe so.
Yes, okay.
I believe so.
So 45 seconds we have.
Yep. Ball with Norton, bottom
Where's
right.
the matchup? Who's
Josh
the
is going
matchup?
to make a move, gets it up to Baker. This is where I think the move is going to come from. Baker pivots, turns. Well defended there. Angus Thompson-Pritchard takes a shot. Shot goes high. Malvern will keep possession. One last chance to try and peg one back before the quarter. Baker gets free, takes a shot and scores. Great work, Mitchell Baker.
With 18 seconds to go.
Yep.
Would you think about putting a pole in the if you're Malvern now, put a pole in there just to we'll take that as a wash after not playing that well 5-7?
Yeah, look, I'm not sure if I'd go with the pole, but I'd certainly be hugging the other ends of the field if there is a fast break to make sure that we're fully aware and someone gets in there to shut the fast break off.
Have your middies down the line on your forwards getting ready, just in case it does squirt forward.
Yep. I'm not sure Yeah, Angus Thompson-Pritchard's back on the bench. I'd see him go to the change rooms before, but it looks like he's all good and he's fired up. He's on the other side. Bound against Aldred this time.
The midfielders are balanced on the centre line. They're not pushing back or forward. They're taking their chances.
Tommy holds it up. Tommy Bound comes out
Tommy.
with the ball.
Well done, Tommy. Get your back.
Don't hang the washing. Gets across the tran. Just the skill level a little bit down there at the moment for the Malvern guys.
7 seconds.
Not sharp.
That'll
It was
run
an
out.
opportunity, but that'll run to the boundary line.
Bad luck, Mitch.
Okay, well that's the half. Got a good game on our hands here, Glenn. It's quite a few errors both teams.
It's a game of momentum, isn't it? Because,
Sure is.
When I'm coaching, you talk about having games on your terms. Malvern have had patches where it's on their terms and they look really good when they slow the ball down. Footscray want organised chaos between the restraining lines, and that's how they just really operate like the Haudenosaunee in that space. They want broken plays all over that and two-man games everywhere, and they kill you in that space. So Malvern denied them a little bit of that, even though they lost the face-off. So if you're Malvern right now, you're probably reasonably happy. 6-7. It looked like getting away at one point, didn't it?
It looked like that it was about to slip, but they've been able to rein it in. And now with this third quarter coming up, anyone that knows it's played 350 or 400 games at this ground, is it where the sun is now for this third quarter.
Yeah, push out on that.
It's imperative that you do get the ball in the attack, because the goalkeeper down this end of our right-hand side, anything that's sort of coming, long, range, high, you can't see it. Gets hidden in the sun.
I did play down that end a little bit, Gary, and I may have had one or two with the sun behind me. Were you on the sideline going, that's too far out, Robert?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but I certainly played a few here, and it was always to go. The third quarter at Malvern, a sunny day.
So you need defensively.
A few long-range high shots.
If you're Malvern now, you're talking to defence about, okay, so maybe we need to make those adjustments, either take Boonges off Barger and make a change there and put him above the cage, or if you're not, leave that match up. But if you're now defending on that Footscray fan side of the ground up high, you need to step out another 2 metres. So that's the conversations the coach will be having with them. We can't let them have a 5-goal quarter. So we need to, so if we can, because we get the sun last quarter, if we can be within 2 or even level at three-quarter time, I think Malvern would then be favourites, just with ground knowledge.
Yeah, and it's always easy from where we sit, but the first thing I would be looking at personally, I'd be trying to get rid of a bit of Chris Plum. Put a short stick on him, deny him the ball, and make Footscray change the way that they operate their attack.
Would you, with Sammy Boonges, I think his optimum is coming off the crease as the slide. I mean, he's very good on the perimeter, but then you weaken the perimeter with guys that aren't as good. So you've only got one Sammy Boonges. So I said when they get Selden back, he's another Sammy Boonges. That's a much better organisation. So then Sammy can go to X and Selden as he's back. Against Campbell, those two waxed on really well in that situation. Yeah,
that's in the moment where we are now is, we can do something and put a short stick on Chris Plum, deny him the ball. That releases Boonges to do what he likes to do, and that's move around the area, get the intercepts, get the doubles going.
Now, I'll read out some stats for you at home. Curly, I'm not you, mate. I'm not trying to be, so I'm just going to read out what I've got written down here. But I've got Plum for 5 shots for a goal. Cahill 2 shots for nothing. Mollison, a little quieter that quarter. 1, 2, 3, he's had 6 for 3 goals. Parsons had 2 shots for 1 goal. Barger gone very quiet that quarter as well. 1, 2, 5 shots for 1 goal. And McGee, the young kid, 3 shots for a goal. And Eldred had a shot. For Malvern, Baker's had 5 and 2. Came to life. Very quiet first quarter, but he's come to life. Second quarter, he's had 5 for 2 goals. Cubby, not a shot yet. Norton's had 2 for no goals. Pritchard, 2 shots for no goals. Tic Tac, 4 shots for a goal. And James Garrett, probably the one that ignited them. 6 shots for 3 goals. And Curry's had a shot as well. And I've got Barnes listed on the sheet here for stats as well, without a shot yet as well. I know you said he's a young kid, but you would want to see him. Footscray got their young kid involved in the game in McGee. You'd hope that you can get Barnes and Cubby, the left, especially the lefties on that side, at GLE, get them involved and get some scores on the board as well. You'd be looking for that to be
you may look to give the young kid Barnes a run in attack and move Cubby up for a while. Let's see if we get a bit of momentum. But anyway.
There's nothing coming from Malvern's left-hand side at the moment.
No.
So if you were a coach, I'd be trying to address that. So we get a bit of activity through the left-hand side. Because if you haven't got those guys, the righty cutters have nowhere to go to. So the guys who are cutting through the crease are Norton and Garrett and Mitch. There's no one feeding the ball. So I'd be trying to address that if I was Malvern at half-time. Make the game, balance the field up from where we attack from.
Anyway, half-time at the Malvern lacrosse ground. We'll take a short break and we'll be back for the second half shortly. back to the start of the third quarter. Footscray lead the game 7-6. Had most of the momentum for the game. Malvern with Tommy Bound in the centre seems to be holding it up a little bit better. As we know, Glenn, as we always say, this is the third quarter of the premiership quarter.
Yeah, it's a big ground ball right
so
there.
I think either team is going to set it up for the last quarter and the win.
Gets them in there. So Malvern's energy's good. The coaches obviously had a good chat to them. Their energy looks up. The off-ball chat is good and back. So now there is only one goal difference, 7-6. Gus, they failed to put a goal on the scoreboard.
Yeah, well, there's been a few easy missed shots from both sides.
He's a lefty.
Mollison with the ball takes a long shot. Chan comes up with a save, but it deflects to the Footscray player and they put it in. So they take a 2-goal lead early in the third.
Mollison's fourth.
Yeah, certainly very, very, very handy. Any garbage that comes around that crease, Tommy Mollison just gets rid of it straight away. Very quick, skillful player.
It's not what Malvern wanted, but they need to get... So Tommy Bound's gone to the middle. We think Angus might be injured?
I'm not really sure. He looks like he's okay. He did go to the rooms, but he was out pretty quick. Give Tom Bound another chance in there. He's a bit smaller than this guy. He might be able to get underneath him.
He has a little.
When Tommy gets in underneath.
He has a little.
Ball comes out in dispute. There's Curry.
Oh, pick it up, son.
Turns it over. Footscray ball. No, he's got it back.
Have that as a win to Malvern.
There's been some form of infringement there. Lockie Bound with the ball down the middle now. Yeah, well, Angus Thompson-Pritchard's fine. He's back on the field, Glenn, so yeah, I'm sure they're just trying to give Tom Bound a go in there and try and change the momentum up a little bit, which he seems to have done.
Maybe it's just he broke a couple of times as well. That's not going to happen. That's just
not a good percentage shot. That's the wrong side. I mean, shots like that are on the other side, but it's a pass to the goalie.
That's his third. He's trying to get on the score, but it's his third for none. Push across, Josh. You've got to push and force the long one. You can't let him pass back this way. Got to force the pole to pass it over the field to the other pole. Just pick it up.
Footscray clear the ball momentarily. Plum comes through.
Ground ball by Plum.
Yep, 101 ground ball. Looks across to Barjar. Takes a shot on. Deflects. Suffolk with the ball.
We've got an unsportsmanlike coming on Barger
he's
as
drawn
well.
a foul.
2 penalties. I think that's frustration from hitting the pipe, Gus.
Yep. Good work.
Move the ball.
Yeah, good work. He didn't really have, he didn't have anywhere to go. He didn't get enough help there. But anyway,
that's the shorties they're not presenting.
That's a great run from defence down there by Suffolk, and draws the foul, puts Malvern in a man-up situation.
With the sun, 2 minutes. This is probably a big part of the game right here, Gus.
Yep.
A couple of goals down, 2 minutes up with the sun. Where's the shooter?
I'd like to see the ball move around a couple of cuts and then up to Takashi Wada up on that top right side. He's got the shot.
They look. There's 2 passes shoot it and a 3-3, isn't it? There's not a lot.
Yep.
They're looking to pump it to Gaz inside as well. If Parsons comes off Gaz inside.
Yep. Malvern moving the ball in a man up, but they're not actually drawing the man. The defence is just standing there watching them. Once they start to draw the man, move the ball, people are going to get open.
No lefty shooter. Hurts a little.
Josh Norton.
Great job.
Good look. Mitchell Baker sees Josh Norton standing there by himself on the crease, puts it into him. Josh makes no mistake. That's the experience of a player like Josh Norton.
Is that the first time we've seen motion in their man up, maybe?
Yep.
Some sort of motion on the bottom corner, maybe forced by Footscray sliding, but...
Yep. Josh is pretty reliable in there, very experienced. He doesn't miss many from that range.
Malvern could have blown a timeout there to freeze the clock, but maybe in a tight game, save him to the end.
Yep. Back to a 1-goal difference now. Footscray in the lead.
Clear wing this side.
Malvern's going to stick with Tommy Bound in there for a while. And why not? He's doing a good job. He's holding it up in there, holding his own. This time Aldred gets the ball. Good pressure by Tom Bound. Forces a spill. Tim Lane comes up with the ball. Another experienced player. He knows what to do.
Patient, calm, been around a long time.
Yep.
been a really good servant for Footscray for a long time, hasn't he, Tim? There's a short stick coming to get
And
it.
there's a short stick working really hard. Unfortunately, slips. Baker gets in there. Ball's in disputes there. Who wants this one? Some goes through. Parsons straight through.
He's a ball.
101 pick up. Away he goes and settles the ball in the attack for Footscray.
I think he might have hurt himself a little bit there, Lucas.
It's still got Plum being able to control it.
45 on the penalty, so we're 2 to the ball. Try and organise 2 to the ball.
Not reacting. Chris
Time's
Plum
ticking.
he'll stand there and run the clock down.
That was a big ground ball to win, wasn't it?
Yeah, huge ground ball to win. Gives an opportunity to kill this penalty. Malvern not reacting to it.
No.
Looks like they're going to be happy just to let them run it down. Also got to be careful in these situations. You go put 2 in the ball and they step around you, you are in trouble.
I'd have pressed the ball, Gary.
Yep.
When you've got a chance for a man up with the sun, I'd have pressed the ball.
This Isaac Cahill with the ball. Sam Todd Hunter with the pressure on.
He's all left.
Cahill working behind. He'd be looking to hook around that corner.
Yeah,
Here comes the double now, but
there's a double late.
it's
the penalty comes on. That's strange, isn't it?
But there's the relief pass. Footscray out of the box, 6 on 6, all level. Barjar gets through, tries to get a shot off, gets dispossessed. Butler gets the ball and loses it again. Mollison in with the ground ball.
Shot by Barger before it was.
Yep. Certainly very skillful on the ground in those ground balls, Tom Mollison. He doesn't miss many. He doesn't overrun him. He just picks them up, tucks it in, gets it out, and then moves the ball on.
Footscray just a little better on contested.
Yep. Well, we got a midfielder on Chris Plum at the moment. I'm not sure it was intentional or not, but he takes the move, drops the ball, picks it up again. Good check by Curry there.
Well done. Great check. Well, good
Chan
defence.
gets the ball. This is where Malvern need to make sure they clear the ball properly, get it into attack.
Good work rate too, Az.
Kaz just drops the ball.
Why did you give him a compliment?
Yep, a few little mistakes there. Just need to tidy up on these little unforced errors. Cahill with Todd Hunter again, moves it on. Once again, Plum still being able to direct traffic there. It might be good just for a short time to shut him off and make Footscray try and change the way they run their offence.
He won't like that as it took it off him then too. He'll come again, Plummy.
Back with Plum again. He's got the short stick, takes him straight on, takes the shot.
He won't like that.
Scores. He's the one Malvern need to make a move on. He's just controlling everything. Great player, as we know, very hard to stop, but you've got to try and disrupt.
You've got to wonder why they didn't slide a pole to him when they had a chance and the ball's on the outside.
Yep. Footscray out to a 2-goal lead again. Angus Thompson-Pritchard back in the face-off for Malvern. Aaron Aldridge's done the majority, probably every face-off for Footscray.
Contested ground balls right here. There's one. Someone picked it up.
Garrett gets the ball across the Boongies.
Go to him. Someone's got to go to him.
There's no one really working hard enough with this in attack.
Good job. Tack.
Wada across to Baker. Garrett, the trailing midfielder, stepping across the centre line. Ball with Garrett now, goes across to Baker. Baker will want to try and take a run here. He has the one-on-one.
I want to go back through the high post, I think. Outside,
Gets it back to Thompson-Pritchard, takes a shot. It's the side of the goal, and the Footscray goalie, Devon, comes up with it. Garrett with a good hip and shoulder there, comes up with a crucial ground ball, but he's held up. Probably a hold in there, but let's see where we go with that. No, it's out, ball's out. Picked up by Angus Thompson-Pritchard.
He'll get a penalty.
Ball with Baker, across to Garrett. Baker across to Wada. He's probably the one.
No off movement.
Baker takes a shot, goes high and wide, backed up by Tran, so Malvern will retain possession of the ball in their attack.
There still has to be off-ball movement when he does that.
Yeah. Ball with Norton. Josh driving the left-hand side, looks for the feed. Bit rush, Garrett not quite there. Ball in dispute again. Another area that Footscray seem to be dominating these ground balls.
Footscray dominating contested ground balls.
Got to get in and get it. Long pole, uncontested, goes down, takes a shot, goes wide, so it stays in possession of Footscray, and they're attacking half.
Gribben, is it? Gibbon? Have I got that? Gribben? Yeah, Gribben. I'll give him the stat.
Once again, Plum with the ball.
That's Isaac Cahill.
Barjo hooks around the bottom left, takes a shot. Backed up by Plum, moves across.
A lot of movement.
Parsons Quinteo with the ball. He'll be looking to drive and run. Across to Barjo. Sees Plum again. He's doing a lot of work on that bottom corner. Unbelievable.
Great goal.
How did he get out of that? That's just the experience of a great player there. Down on his knees, nowhere to go. Nice bounce shot straight past the goalkeeper.
Just a bloke that's fully aware of his time and space. And the two Malvern guys, I think we need to watch that in replay.
So we're out to a 3-goal lead now.
7-10.
Yep. Footscray 10, Malvern 7. Pulled it back to a goal, and then all of a sudden Footscray jump out with a couple of quick ones, and we have a 3-goal difference again. Aldred with the face-off again.
Another win.
Big
contested ground balls and face-offs. They're dominating.
Goes to the cage.
He won't
no
need
one
it.
Goes to him. He takes a shot.
He won't need to be invited.
And he scores. All of a sudden, we're out to 4 goals, and Malvern are floundering again now. Yep, that
12-6 out of the middle I've got, and remember Malvern were 4-1 up.
Yep.
That's been a domination since halfway through the first quarter.
Face-off critical in this game, and so far it's been pretty much all Footscray's way through Aldred. Aldred v Bound. Aldred comes up with it yet again. Nice check by Baker then. Ball in dispute. What do we got? We've got a call from the refs here.
Lucky. Illegal
called green offside, I think is what he's got. Anyway, it's a Malvern ball. Need to score this time down. Ball with Wada. Across to Baker. Sends it down to Tran on the bottom left. Been pretty quiet today. Gets across the big skip pass. Wada with the ball, looking for somewhere to go.
He doesn't mind his left.
Cranks it up.
He doesn't mind his left.
Just misses a little bit high and wide. Ball stays with Malvern. Yeah, no, he's quite a skillful player. He can go either way.
The only thing I don't like is he's running away from the goal when he shoots it.
Garrett again.
Garrett again.
On his very special day, James Garrett scores his 4th goal.
8 to take it to 8 to 11.
Yep, brings it back to 2.
3, isn't it?
Yeah.
8, 11.
Yep. Okay. So this point in time in the Malvern attack down on this bottom left side, I would like to see him give Barnes a bit of a run there. He's a natural lefty.
That's a couple.
We're not getting much out of that bottom left. I think it's time to
him and Barnes
try
and
something.
Curry have both been shotless so far.
Yep.
But that was a couple of skip passes across the defence which broke them open. So
Yep.
again, if you're
Yep.
now on the bench
Yep.
from Malvern, you're talking about it.
Yep. Angus Thompson Pritchard comes up with his ground ball in the centre.
Get him going, coaches. Get around.
Very important if he can get back in the game.
Get around here when he comes off.
Curry with the ball. He loves to run.
It's a good matchup.
Where's his backup? Where's he got to go? There he goes. Bring Barnes onto the field. Bad pass for the youngster. Anyway, he gets it back. Goes across to Tran. Norton very deep in the bottom corner. drives behind. He's looking for some help there. Baker gets the ball, comes around, nowhere to go. Gets double teamed. He's going to go again. He comes around to the left. Looks to hook around, goes back to the right, back to the left, comes around, takes a shot, goes wide. Does Malvern have backup? They do.
You've got Liam Barnes standing out halfway between the Australian and the centre line when Mitch is dodging on the backside corner.
And he probably doesn't know it, Liam Barnes, but the guy, big fella he's got on him, if he gets the ball and runs, he's got no overcatching him, but all comes with experience.
And he certainly wouldn't know at his young career that he's a lefty.
That's
he wouldn't
right.
have worked that out yet. So.
Sure what the referees are calling here now.
Some equipment for the goalie.
Goalie has broken equipment. All back in order, ready to go. Ball will start with Norton, bottom corner. Goes across to Thompson Pritchard, up to young Barnes. So I'd like to see him have a go. Of course, any young player in, first year, a little bit timid, it'll come. But I mean, if he takes the ball and runs, here he goes. If he runs hard, he will not catch this kid. Well held, well done. Moves it on to Norton. Norton gets across to Baker behind. He's going to try and hook around the rack here. Drawing the double. Well, where is his double?
Oh, it's a good shot. Bad luck. I like this. I like where he's
bad,
trying to go.
Bad luck with the shot, but good save. Yep. Parsons Quinteo again. He's the workhorse. He's the ball taxi. Has no real trouble in clearing the ball. Runs up and down all day.
You won't need an invitation either.
No. It become really obvious. If the Footscray defence make a save, it's going to go straight to him. Maybe preempt a little bit and shut him out. As soon as the shot comes, jump on him.
We were talking earlier that we thought, what a good idea to put James Garrett on him.
Yep.
So just track him and the shot's on.
Could be a good move. But anyway, as we see Footscray go for the timeout.
I've got 8-11.
Yeah. There's 2:40 to go in the third quarter. Footscray with the timeout and with the possession. We'll probably be looking just to sort of take some time off the clock and work for the last shot and take a 4-goal lead into the last quarter. That's where Malvern can't sit back now. They need to get aggressive. They need to go out, push the ball, take a few risks, see if they can cause a turnover.
.240 to go in the quarter, 8-11. Pretty pivotal moment. They get away. If they get one away here, Gus.
Yeah, it'd be Malvern, even with a 3-goal lead, 3-goal deficit heading into the last quarter. It's a big ask. So it's time to take a few risks, push this ball, see if we can get it back and get one before the quarter. It'd be a much different story going into the quarter 2 down rather than 3. Mollison with the ball, not in any hurry. As I said, they'll probably try and run the clock. Work to get the last shot of the quarter. Barger takes the move, hooks around the side, puts the ball on the ground straight through the goalie's
Sammy's done a good job, though. That's only his second goal, Gus. He's done a good job.
Yep.
I've got him for 2. I could be one short there.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So in about 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Footscray lead this contest by 4 goals.
Yeah, that was big in the context of the game, wasn't it?
Big in the context of the game. That was the one that Malvern didn't want and the one that Footscray did want. So back to the critical face-off here.
Okay, but we're still in. We just need to get some bodies up and about.
Yep. Eldred again.
Yeah, he's done well in there, hasn't he?
Oh, he's done so well today. I think he probably only lost 2 for the day. A big unit, he's run it.
He won't need an invitation. We know
races,
this.
No one comes to him. He gets it across to Plum. Plum takes a shot. Goes wide and stays with Footscray. Ball across to Plum again. McGee driving on the right side, spins in,
Good
makes a
bounce
shot, doesn't miss by much, goes out. And the referees have called Malvern closest to the ball when it goes out, so Malvern get a chance to clear the ball with about a minute and 12 to go in the quarter.
I wouldn't waste a timeout.
I wouldn't waste the timeout. I'd be getting to Garrett in the middle. He's all alone, and he will run it. Gaz goes off to the races.
Footscray are pressing out too, so there's an opportunity arriving.
Yep.
There's an opportunity arriving. With 50 seconds left. Where's the matchup, Malvern?
Mitch Baker over on the corner.
Where's the matchup?
Someone needs to make a move and drive. They've 40 seconds roughly to go in the quarter. Looks up the top to Takashi. He makes the move on his left-hand side, nowhere to go. Moves the ball, Angus Thompson-Pritchard. Capable of getting around. We just need a good shot from him.
Oh, it's gone in.
And he gets it.
Well,
big difference when you bounce the ball off the ground as opposed to throwing it straight in the air to the goalie's stick.
I think it took a deflection, but we'll give it to him.
We give it to him. It's in. It's a 3-goal deficit to Malvern.
That's his first for the game.
Yep.
Out of 5 shots.
Showing about 23 seconds.
9-12's a bit different.
Yep. 23 seconds to go in the game.
Footscray shooting with the sun in the last quarter, of course.
Yep. And as we know, you've got enough time either side to get the ball out of this face-off duel and score another goal just before the end of the quarter.
Well, if they have the weight of ball in the last quarter than they have in that quarter, they'll win easily. Footscray with the sun behind them. Malvern need to find a way to get contested lacrosse.
Bound comes out with it. He can't gather it. There should be no loose ball push there, but anyway, good work, Tommy Bound.
10 seconds to go.
The ball with a few seconds to go. Gets it across to Barjar in the middle. He'll take it. No, he's got to get this few seconds to go. He's got to get this shot off. Plum fully aware. Takes a shot. Time runs out. 3/4 time. Footscray lead the contest by 3 goals. So 9-12, Footscray lead. Malvern to win this game. They need to get the ball out of the centre and get a couple of quick goals on the board, get some momentum going back. Footscray won't be taking their foot off the pedal. They're too smart for that. But once again, possession of the ball will tell.
Well, it's just for me, Garrett, it's contested ground balls. If you show me who won the contested ground ball count, I'll tell you who won the game as a general rule, because it means that teams they have more intent, they have more desire, and they have more want for the contested ground balls. And Footscray have just been far superior. Yeah, without the actual stats, Glenn, it's pretty clear that Footscray are dominating the ground ball area. All the contested ground balls that matter, like the one when Malvern were 2 men up, there was a big contested ground ball that Parsons got. It just shows desire and intent that we understand that this moment of the game is very important. Yep. And they're coming up with all the big ground balls in those moments. Yep. Well, certainly Malvern need to gamble a little bit. They need to throw a couple of unusual moves out there and see if they can get, unsettle this Footscray side. As I mentioned before, it might be time to make a change in attack. Probably shut Chris Plum out for this quarter, or at least make him work a lot harder than what he has had to do to get ball and take control of the Footscray offence. Norton's had some moments in that in this game that have been okay, but he's 3 shots for no goals. Cubby hasn't had a shot. Barnes hasn't had a shot. Curry with 1 shot. Baker's had 8 shots, so they're getting all of their drive and their offense is coming out of one guy. Yeah. So the balance in Malvern's forward line isn't great, and especially on that left-hand side, as we spoke about at half-time. Yeah. That's continuing on. So Angus Thompson-Pritchard facing off for Malvern against Eldred. Aaron Eldred, who has probably only lost 2 today. He's been on top right all day in the middle there. Contested ground ball right here. Yeah. Well, Curry comes out the boxes, looks down,
Gets it across to Baker. Baker takes a shot and scores.
Great goal. Well done. A
So now all
contested
of a
ground
sudden,
ball.
we're, you know, straight into the last quarter.
As it
20
comes up
seconds in, the scores is two the difference now.
As it comes up with a big contested ground ball, creates offense in broken play.
That's
We're
what
away.
it's all about. The contested ground balls win games.
Nice shot by Mitch too.
Yep, nice shot. Great ground ball
That's
by
his
Curry
third-
there.
That's his third goal. He could have had a couple more. He missed a couple of one-on-ones.
Yep.
Okay,
So
yeah,
back
let's
to the
get some
critical
momentum.
face-off. I mean, Aldred can keep them out. That'll seal it out. But if Malvern can get a couple of quick ones out of there and get a couple of, well, we have a new, you know, ball game. So let's see where we go at the face-off here.
Another contested.
Yep.
Parsons. He's very good at this.
Yep.
A couple of goal either side of three-quarter time though to Malvern. They need to start stopping. That's probably not the shot Liquor should be taking. But where's the short stick? Where's the short stick? There it is.
There it is. Should be a fairly easy clear. Thompson Pritchard gets across to Baker. He fumbles, but he gets it back. He's in trouble.
There we go. Great.
Gets it across to Angus. Just need to settle. Takashi Wada with the short stick. Might be looking to move it around and get it back to him. Let him take this shorty on.
He's on Robbie Buckhorn, but he'd still fancy that matchup.
Yep.
If Tic Tac's going to split left, you'd fancy that on Robbie?
Garrett comes back onto the field. He's probably still got plenty of gas in his tank. Got 4 for the day, but I think we need him to get another 1 or 2.
He likes
Takashi
going
takes
left,
the
but
drive right, looks to Garrett. Doesn't get the ball in dispute.
Just pick it up, James. Back over.
Called it back over, so
Should've just picked
Footscray
it
will
up.
take possession of the
Should have just
ball.
picked it up the first time.
Yep. Just the basic 101 errors.
Malvern's had a lot of them.
I don't know that
A lot of
Footscray
them-
will try and run too, but there's too far to go to put the foot off the pedal. They'll keep going.
I will qualify that by saying a lot of them being because of the pressure Footscray's put on.
Yeah.
But Malvern
Yep.
have made a lot of bad turnovers.
Yep.
I agree. Who's no talk from
Plum.
Malvern defence.
Plum just with the ball again, setting it up. Really time to shut him off, stop him from getting the ball.
Sammy Booch has done a great job
Oh,
on
he's
Barger.
done a great job.
He's a super player, Barger. So to hold him to, he's got 2, I've got.
Yep.
Oh, nice. Great
Good
slide.
work there.
Contested ground ball coming up. Who wants it? Who wants it the most? That guy. Tom Mollison wanted that the most.
Mollison with the ball in attack. Take his time. He's probably recognised he's got the short stick. He's got James Garrett. He's got pretty good defence, so let's see where we go. Mollison going to take him on. He looks up. He's got passes.
Just stay through the hands, James. Don't turn dispossessed. Just stay through the hands. He's a lefty. Just stay on the hands. Don't go over the top. Good boy. Just stay on the hands. Good defence.
defensive work by Malvern.
Same again here. Just stay on the hands. Great defence again. That you left the cutter.
Skip pass.
Said you left the cutter.
Ball watching. Back out to 3, Glenn.
Good one-on-one defence, but somebody just forgot that there's a cutter at the high post coming through. Left him go through.
Yep.
Well played, young man. McGee again.
Yeah, he's had a bit of an impact there today.
$13-10. Yep. Next one's big.
Yep.
Come on, Tommy.
Aldred again.
Again, he's killed us after
Yep.
slow start.
Yep.
He won't need an invitation either, boys. We've said this before. I think the ball must get stuck in his stick, Gus, because there's no chance he's passing that. That's another
Just
bad...
basic errors.
I didn't see what happened.
Yeah. Off ball. Butler's been called for a...
The camera would have got it. I think it was... I'm going to say it's accidental.
Interference call on James
But
Butler.
it's still interference.
So Footscray will go man up for 30 seconds with a 3-goal lead.
We need to stop here, Malvern. Get the chatter up.
Yep. Looking for a big save from Roger Chan here.
Great. Get it. Oh, bad luck. Good knockdown. Great
And
save.
he comes up with
Save, Rog. Where's the short sticks, boys?
Got to work real hard to clear the ball, being a man down. We
Where's
can't
the
have anyone walking here. Yet he gets booed. He has nowhere to go. He must take on the defender. Runs it over. What a great
run
job.
Out, Sammy. Great run out, Sammy.
Settle it down now, Malvern. Get your 6-on-6 back ball with Garrett.
So the only short stick we had on the field hit the bench. So he's got no one to give it to short stick wise.
Yep.
Who took that shot for them?
Takashi with the ball. Over to Baker. Start to get to the stage now where there needs to be a bit of urgency from the Malvern team. Sure, we say they've got to get it down, settle it down, but it's time now. I think Baker's got to start to take a few on.
Where's your matchup? Go.
Yep, Wada's got to take him on. We've got to take him on, see if he can draw a foul. If not, skip around and look for the dump or shot.
It's 9 minutes, so it's not desperation times,
but
we just got to find
Baker makes a move, drops the ball, picks it up, takes a shot, ball's back out on the ground. Footscray grab it.
Another ground ball to Footscray.
Yep, another ground ball to Footscray.
Penalty. Mitch, be careful of that.
Young Tom Mollison up the other end of the ground. He's certainly dynamite on the ground balls, Tom Mollison.
He's had a good game, Tommy. He's
now
again. He's feeling pretty good.
Quick ball movement.
Attracts a crowd.
Over. Plum again.
That's his fourth.
He just gets better with age, Glenn.
6, 7, 8, 9. Had 10 shots for 4. But 2 guys, the young kid streaming outside the right-hand pipe going away from the cage, and we send a slide to him, leaving Plum on his own.
Yep.
That's the stuff that the coaches need to look at with the footage and say,
yep.
Why did we do that with a young kid running outside the pipe? The goalie had a good side on it.
Yep.
And we leave the dangerous Plummy on his own.
Just the last entry that Malvern had into attack, and we're being 3 goals down, and your primarily your Dodgers in Wada and Mitchell Baker just moved the ball on until we lost it. I think at this point in time, it's got to go to one of those two or Curry, and they have to take them on.
There we go. Good drag.
It's won by Thompson Pritchard. Baker with the ball. This is where we've got to throw a bit of caution to the wind. Clock's running down.
It's still, is that 8 minutes? I can't see. 8 minutes, is
it? Yep.
If that's still 8 minutes, then it's not desperation, as I said. It's just match-up time. Find your match-up and go.
It's time to get on your bike, that's for sure.
That's probably not the match-up, Josh.
Norton working the ball behind, but Baker and Wada have got to start to take him on.
Yeah, it's probably Azza here.
Curry will. He'll go left hard here. He's got the big slow fella. He gets it off, gets his shot away, goes wide. Baker backs it up, so Malvern keep possession of the ball.
His second shot of the game, Aaron. No movement above the cage for Malvern.
These guys that are making the moves on the corners are just running into a wall of players. The Malvern guys are not working hard enough off the ball for their teammates. Tran with the ball.
This is Thompson Pritchard up really high.
Yep. Takashi with the ball.
That's the switch you wanted. That's the switch we wanted.
Give him room, Angus. He needs to cut through and occupy his man and give Takashi the opportunity.
I think that's the difference of having a Plum on the field. Someone would have said to Tic Tac, then that's the matchup, go.
Yep. General direction leader.
He's still got it again.
Still got it.
Off-ball movement we want.
But I mean, the doubles are
there
coming,
we go.
Thick and fast, and Wada shoots it across the Curry.
If they get the right matchups.
Curry puts it in, makes no mistake.
That is the difference. Somebody out there who couldn't say, Tucker, you've been picked off, you've got the right matchup, you're green light.
Yep.
Instead of just dumping it down the line going, I'm not sure.
So it brings it back to 3.
Who got the goal then? Sorry?
That was Curry. Aaron Curry from Takashi Wada.
His first goal.
Yep.
Gets it to 11-14, or is it 12-14? Can't tell the scoreboard. It's a bit slow catching up. 11-14.
3 down. But as we know, it's a funny game. A couple of quick ones out of the middle can change the momentum.
7 minutes 30 left. It's a lifetime.
Yeah, it's a bit of time.
It might suit Malvern having to force the ball a little.
Yep.
Contested ground ball again. Right here. Yeah, I wouldn't call that. I think that's about.
It's a lucky break from
That's
Malvern.
a very lucky break. I think that play on
got a little bit of a nudge and pushed him over. So
we'll give that to Malvern. Then
we'll
the
go
face
to
off.
Malvern. So urgency is on.
Where's the matchup though? Same thing.
They don't have time to muck around. Baker's not going to muck around. He's going to go to the goal.
Oh, Takesha, where's Tic Tac's up?
He's got to work off the ball for one another a bit better.
Probably not the one you want. You want
Garrett looking for his 5th. Smart. He's going to move it off. Baker's got the guy. Got the short stick down. We just need people to move off the ball. Baker drives towards the middle. Gets clear. Gets pushed. Takes a shot.
Deflected.
Contested
ground ball. Josh, he got it.
And it's a
Norton with the garbage. We'll take it.
With the quick pick up and flick in.
Is it this? So the tempo going up and being forced is suiting Malvern, certainly.
It is. It certainly is. You know, we get back to a 2-goal difference now, and once again, it's a critical face-off. Anything can happen. You can score 2 goals in 15 seconds if you can get the ball out of the middle, Glenn. We all know that. But
6 minutes 30 to go, so plenty of time. Mitch Baker looks like he's found a breath of air, so he's on much more on his bike.
Mm-hmm.
Contested ground ball again. Come on, Malvern.
Yep.
Plucky. So he's going to call it push.
He got pushed off it very
can't
lightly.
See from here if that was, it wasn't.
Parsons, Quintaro. Can't do a thing wrong at the moment. Footscray. There's Chris Plum again.
But Gary, the missed ground ball over here, is it bound?
Yep.
Runs over a ground ball.
Yep.
Huge.
Yep.
Who was that for them?
Plum.
Plum again?
Yep.
That's his 5th. From a slowish start, I wouldn't say 1, 2, 3, 4. He's had 11 shots that I've got. That's a quick answer, though, isn't it?
Timeout Black.
Yeah, I'd have waited for possession.
Go to a bit of a break here. Yeah. I think that is their first for the half, is it, Glenn?
That's what I'm counting their first,
Yep. You do need to keep one up your sleeve if that, in case that chance comes where you do draw back within a goal and you get a possession, you want to try and make your last move. So I'm sure that's the first time out for the half. So coaches will be fully aware of keeping one up their sleeve.
Again, I apologise to Curly. I don't have that information, Gus. I'm just an amateur stats man, Curly. Hope you're well, mate. There's a bit going around. We've got a lot of staff off crook, Gus. There's a lot of Karen at Home's quite so. Shout out to Karen at Home. She's sick as well. So there's a lot going on. Six minutes 15 to go. 2-goal game. Who would you rather be, Gus?
I'd rather be the commentator sitting over here with you, mate, to be honest with you.
Yeah, every time someone gets body checked or whacked, you go, I used to like those days.
Yeah, I think it's 3-goal difference.
Not 15, so much now.
15-12, Footscray lead it. Malvern did pull it back to 2 momentarily.
Big face-off. Ground ball.
Pritchard picks it up, flicks it across to Baker. Baker takes a step back, lets a shot go, goes wide.
Baker with another one.
Tran closest to the ball, so Malvern will keep possession in attack.
So Malvern,
under 6 minutes to go. Footscray lead by 3.
3 of the last 5 face-offs, Malvern won, so they're balancing it up.
Tran gets it back, goes to Norton. Norton goes across to Baker. He's going to try and make a move. He's going to draw a foul here. No.
Should have been.
Probably might have been, but anyway, not
Okay.
to beat.
It's a
Play
push.
on's the call.
They didn't call it. That's all right. Good ground ball again. Have another go. Plenty of time. 5 minutes 30. That's a matchup. Oh, no.
Takashi Wada's going to start to take him on rather than move the ball off, Glenn.
Yeah,
Very important.
I'd like him to take the high
You know,
post.
he's done it. He's done it a couple of times earlier and resulted in an assist and a goal. He's going to keep it going.
I'd like him to get up the high post.
Yep.
And take a run up. I think that's his go-to.
Once again, very easy clear from Footscray. Pressure comes from Wada.
That's the Gribben.
The long stick gets around him.
He
Gribben
won't die wondering.
takes a shot. Probably fair to say that's
The
game over.
5 minutes, Gus.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, well, I did call it before, and Malvern couple goals back, but it's just not the intensity. It's not the attacking desire down there. Guys that not recognising their matchups and taking them on at this stage of the game.
Good play. I'd suggest that's his first goal for Footscray since
Yep.
coming over from Florida.
Yep.
Welcome to Australia. Hope he has a great time.
And that's
But
the,
we don't even
the
throw
difference
anymore.
with if you're going to run long sticks off the midfield, they've got to get the ball and they've got to be
Right.
able to shoot. And he certainly did a good job of that. Aldred again out of the middle for Footscray. Goes to the goal uncontested and
Again.
scores. No movement, no
Malvern-
slide.
Malvern get within two and then
Yep.
Footscray pull away. I go back to the ground ball missed by Malvern when they got within two last time.
Yep. So it makes it 5 now with about 5 to go. Big task ahead of Malvern if they're to get back into this. Especially with Aldred, the way he's playing in the middle, it's just almost impossible for for Malvern to get a few in a row out of there.
These-
Crucial error.
That's the fourth break I've
Crucial
got for
error.
Malvern. And Footscray 0.
Yeah.
That's four more cracks at it. 4 minutes 30 left. You still
there
you got to
by
go,
the rest,
Malvern.
but Barjar be driving behind. Boogie's on guard.
It's been a good matchup, hasn't it?
He's
The
done really
Burgess-
well, Sammy Boogie's. Yep.
It's been a great matchup.
Yep. Barger skips around that time,
Stays
gets
on
the
the hands
shot,
really
goes
well.
wide. Footscray will back it up and keep possession.
Look at Barger, 8 shots for 2 goals.
Yep.
So it's a great job by Sammy.
Yep.
We know he's a lefty, Sammy.
Carhill with the shot, saved by Echan.
3
Ball
minutes
goes
50.
out on the end line. Footscray keep possession. That's Barger. Bringy's done a good job.
Oh,
Ball's
super
spilled
job.
out, but Footscray have it back up. We'll keep it. I think we need some intensity. We need to get out and push. Footscray with a 5-goal lead won't be too much of a hurry. They won't be wanting to get to the hoop too quick. They'll want to run the clock every single
Yeah, that's
time.
a silly. I think that's...
That's probably the
Is that Mollison again? He's had a great game,
Yep.
but I think that's just...
Chan just in nowhere, no man's land, no talk, no help.
Who's that Barger shot that, was it?
Yep.
Where's the short stick again?
Well,
As a running away.
They're all up the field. They're not going towards the ball. They're not working hard enough to get open and get it. Baker makes the move all the way from the attack. He's ignored.
2 minutes 50. Got to go, Malvern.
Boongies runs it across.
Time out, Malvern, if you want. Oh, that's all right. You're right. You're right. If you want, you could have called it. He did call it.
Yeah, he got it in just
Good
before
call.
he checked.
I think he didn't want to call it with 2:30 up. I think he was forced to.
It's as I said, it's always easy from here, but Malvern have had so much trouble clearing the ball. It's just not working hard enough. The attack is standing down there. They've got to be running up towards the ball. The midfielders are in the middle of the field. They've got to head towards the ball. Occupy, turn heads. That's when we get the opportunity to find the easy clear.
hands are getting cold. So I'm just writing some stats down. Gribben, am I pronouncing that correctly?
Gribben.
It is Gribben. I make sure I wasn't pronouncing it incorrectly. He has had 2 shots I've got for a goal.
So Malvern with the possession after a timeout. Wondering what we've worked out, what they've worked out, which way they're going to go. Still got Tran down there. Gets it across to Norton. Norton across to Baker. Wada moves it off again.
Yeah,
probably the one we've got to get to take him on, but Curry's going to give it a crack. Goes up to his left, takes a shot.
Yeah.
Good save by the Footscray goalkeeper.
He does take that shot, Aaron. He puts it at the goalie's feet.
Yep.
I'd like to see it bounce further out. Two minutes.
Angus Fluker clears the ball. He's been very solid for Footscray in defence all day today. Good player. Been very solid.
Not a lot of fanfare, but just does the job really
yeah,
well.
He's taken on Baker. Baker's had a reasonable game too, but it's been a pretty good matchup, that one. Cahill makes the move. Todd Hunter lays the check, dispossesses him.
Ground ball.
Curry comes up with the ball. Moves it on to Baker. Baker not really anywhere to go. Getting double teamed. He's getting double teamed. There's got to be someone open, and it's Tran.
Cubby's first shot.
Finally gets a shot and gets a goal.
He's going 100%, 1 for 1.
Yep.
Got to be stop clock, is it? Surely, it can't be connected to the clock on the bench.
Well, it's meant to be, but they've let it go. So, 46 seconds in the game and a 4-goal deficit. It's probably not going to make much difference right now, Glenn.
Yeah, that's that little run. That little run 10 minutes ago, Footscray went on. Too much. An unforced error.
Not good enough. Not good enough.
Who won the face-off? Malvern, obviously.
Yeah, Malvern got it out. Bound gets down with a clear and throws it over the head of his teammate.
Says there's 15 minutes left, Gus, but that can't be right.
No, they had to. The clock kept running, so they had to reset that. It'll go from the bench the other side.
So less than
There's
a minute.
not long to go.
Less than a minute.
Yep. Yep.
And 4 goals.
Yep.
Gosh.
Possession turnover goes to Malvern.
We need a quick one, followed
Norton
by 3
with
more
the
quick
ball.
ones.
Looks across to Baker. Baker makes a move, takes a shot.
Pipe.
Pipe. Hits the pipe.
Had a couple of pipes.
Garrett looking for his 5th there. He's denied.
I don't know why Footscray are playing this game. Footscray should just be holding the ball. Just hold the ball. That's out of bounds.
I'm sure they will now if they get
Just
time to
sit on it.
Malvern has should have been all over it. Yep, they're counting down 10 seconds to go. So at the end of the game, we have pretty much a replay of last year's grand final. Footscray prevailed by 4, which was exactly the same as what it was last year. But the very, very interesting thing, you know, going from last year's gone, but to this year, is what I saw today, the improvement with Aaron Aldred in the face-off there for Footscray. He completely dominated that, gave him first use of the ball for 80% of the game, and his attack, worked hard for him, got the score, but certainly that's where the game was won and lost today, Glenn, was in the middle.
I agree. Look, contested ground balls.
Yep.
If you show me the contested ground balls again, Malvern were really poor contested ground balls, but they'll work on that.
Yep.
For face-offs, it was 17 Footscray, 11 to Malvern. Now again, these may be one or two out. I'm trying to watch the game and write stats down.
Yep.
I've got 17, 11, but Malvern were 4-1 up. Remember, so 17. They've won 16 of the last, the last 20 almost. It's an enormous stat, isn't it? So I've been the shots on goal. Baker 12 for 3. Cubby had a clean sheet until he got that last one, 1 for 1. Norton 4 for 1. Angus Pritchard 5 for 1. Tic Tac got 5 for 1. Probably need a little bit more out of him at some point. Garrett 7 for 4. Great game, James. Curry 4 for 1, and Barnes a clean sheet.
Yep.
0-0 for Footscray. Plum 11 shots for 5 goals. And did a lot of damage around the ground and set up everything as well. Cahill 3-0. I mean, Isaac Cahill's a class act. He'll only get better. Mollison 9 shots for 4. Parsons 2 shots for 1, but all his damage is done around the ground mostly. And McGee, the young kid, well done to the young kid. I don't know if this is his second or third game.
He was very, very impressive.
5 shots for 2 goals, well done.
Yep.
And Aaron Aldred 3 shots for 2 goals, all out of the face-off. And Gribben, the face-off, the pole out of LSM out of Florida, 2 shots for a goal. Yep.
Clearly, Aldred best on ground for mine, and that's the game for today. Next week. We go live again. It's the Malvern Lacrosse Club's past Players Day.
Get it out, Gary.
With Williamstown game starting at 9 o'clock in the morning. And the 3 senior games are up here with a couple of juniors in the morning. So any of the past players that are out there watching the telecast today, please get up next week. Let's get some people on the sidelines and get some noise happening. So just for today, I'm Gus Campbell signing off.
And Glenn Meredith, just replacing Curly temporarily. Again, hope you're well, Curly, and we'll see you back here next week.
We'll see you all next week.